Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at @AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Sheri Homayoon Myers on the line, and she is a certified life coach and consultant. Sheri, welcome to the show.
Hey, so good to be here.
So I'm excited to get into what you're doing as a life coach and consultant. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
Yeah, so it all started pretty much when I was younger. I've always had an interest in health, specifically mindset development and age management. I grew up in a very large family. I'm one of 6, and all of my siblings are brothers. So when I grew up, there's a pretty large age gap, about 20 years difference between my oldest brother and myself. And even my father had me later on in life. So I was brought up always really thinking age is just a number. And so I went throughout all of my academic background studying health. And when I came out, I knew I wanted to do something in the realm of helping people with their mindsets, helping them with their physical health, and also getting a little bit deeper into spiritual and emotional health as well. So that's when, I had some stars align on my side, and I felt like it was ready to take that leap. And so I did, and the journey has been incredible ever since.
That's awesome. And I think that's a good transition. Let's get into what you're doing as a certified life coach and consultant. So first, tell us a little bit more about your practice, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work primarily with both men and women between the ages of about 35 to 65. And what I do is I generally meet with them to connect and understand where they might be having challenges in their life. A lot of my clients generally on the female side are dealing with some type of traumatic experience in life. Sometimes when we look at the business side of when I do some executive coaching, it's just folks that are trying to manage a lot of different aspects of their life. A lot of women that are in the workforce that are just struggling with how to keep it all together. On the male side, a lot of folks trying to tap into some deeper experience in a lot of their relationships, trying to get better with communication. And so what I'll do is I'll typically meet with someone virtually. I do a lot of coaching over the phone, and we meet and we talk about some of these challenges. I give them some homework and some soul work is what I call it, for them to apply in their own life. I teach the art of meditation, so I'll generally equip a lot of my clients just with everyday practices, different things that they can do to help get themselves going. And then my ideal result is for that person to feel good and to feel like they have all of the tools they need to really sustain a high level of happiness and satisfaction, not just in their lives, but also in the business world and a lot of their relationships.
So, new year, new decade, we're just getting started, just starting February when this is being recorded, and this will be out this week. So, a lot of people are looking at different coaches and ways to be helped. What is the right ideal type of client that you like working with so that if somebody's listening to this, they know that they're the right type of person to follow up with you?
Yeah, for me, I'm generally a last resort, to be honest, and I like to be that way. I'm generally looking to work with folks that have done some type of outreach for their own personal benefit. So that might be they're already seeking out therapy, or they're already starting to expose themselves to personal development literature, or whatever it might be. And I generally step in and I walk with them on that journey. So a lot of people that are currently suffering, they might be on a spiritual path, but they're confused. A lot of folks are, at their wits' end in a lot of their relationships, and they're trying to save marriages, or they're trying to save something that really built up. And so that's when, their knees are hitting the floor and they're thinking about, what do I do? Who do I speak to about these things? That's generally when people find me. And I put out a lot of content across all different types of social channels to really just show people that they're not alone, So I typically have a lot of folks that are just, they're feeling rather helpless, or they're feeling extremely confused or stuck. And so they'll reach out to me, and that's generally when we'll get the conversation started.
And just to be clear, everybody that's listening, when Sheri says she's puts out a lot of content, let me get this straight. She's published over 450 videos on the topics of personal development, emotional growth, holistic health, self-realization, and mindset development. So to say that is an understatement to say you put out a lot. You're putting out a lot of value for people. And so if somebody does want to start consuming your content, they want to start learning more about you and what you do, what are the best routes for them to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can definitely check me out on LinkedIn. That's where I'll put a lot of my professional business content, Sheri Homayoon Myers. And then if you want to tap into any videos at all, any video content, I put a lot of that out on my personal Facebook, which is Sheri Homayoon Myers as well. And any of the social media platforms, you can really reach out to me, direct message me, or you'll see that all of my content is public. It's free, and you can really access it at any time you need to.
Fantastic. Well, hey, Sheri, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing as a certified life coach and consultant. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave us some comments in the comment section if they're about meditation and also anything related to being a life coach or consultant or wanting some help. Don't worry, we're going to make sure to follow up with those comments because I'm not going to claim I know the answers, but I'm not supposed to. That's what we have here for. And thanks again, Sheri, for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.